Hi everyone, welcome to Roshchem summary videos. In this video, I'm summarizing the lesson hydrocarbons. So hydrocarbons are the compounds containing only carbon and hydrogen. So when we talk about hydrocarbons, we should first know how to name the different number of carbon atoms. So when we have one carbon, we can call meth. So two is called eth. Then we have prop, but, pent, hex, hept. So 8 carbon is oct. So then 9 is non, and then 10 dec. So you should remember how to name different number of carbon atoms. Okay, we'll first look at alkanes. Now today we are learning alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. So alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons. Why we say that they are saturated? Because they only have carbon-carbon single bonds. And their general formula is CnH2n plus 2. So you can see the general formula of an alkane is CnH2n plus 2. So which means if the number of carbon atoms are n, the hydrogens will be twice plus 2. So for example, if I take 3 carbons, the hydrogens will be twice plus 2. So twice is 6 plus 2, 8. Therefore, I say the molecular formula is C3H8. So how do we get the name? How do we get the name of this compound? So when I have 3, I say prop. It's from the previous table. So prop, and then because it is an alkane, so you add N at the end. So it is propane. So if I have 4 carbons, 4 is called but, then you add N, so you call butane. How do I get the structure? So structural formula is the full structure showing all the bonds. So now in propane, I need to have 3 carbons. So first draw 3 carbons with single bonds like this. Each carbon atom should contain 4 bonds. So now if you look at the first carbon, it got 1 bond already. Put 3 more bonds like that. So then these are going to be occupied by the hydrogens. The second carbon got 2 bonds already. So then you can put another 2 bonds to make 4 bonds. The third carbon got 1 bond, so you need 3 more. So now you can see this is the structure. So it has 3 carbons and 8 hydrogens. And the semi-structural formula, you can see also called condensed formula. If you take the first carbon, it got 3 hydrogens, so it's CH3. Then the second one is CH2, and the third one is again CH3. So in the semi-structure, I don't show the single bonds between carbon atoms or the hydrogens. I just write in order CH3, CH2, CH3. And then the skeletal formula. So in the skeletal formula, I don't show the carbons or the hydrogens on them. I just do lines in zigzag pattern to represent the molecule, right? So in here, this is the skeletal structure of propane. So that's a carbon atom, that's the first carbon. This is the second carbon, third carbon. So do lines in a zigzag pattern like that. Okay, now we will learn about branched alkanes. Okay, so there is a way to name the branched alkanes. So if you take the first example here, so first you need to take the longest carbon chain, which is called the parent chain, right? So in the first example, the parent chain has 5 carbon atoms. And the groups coming out of the parent chains are called the substituent. So you have a parent chain, in this case 5, so you call pentane. So you can see the name is ending with pentane. And the substituent is this. Now the substituents can be alkyl groups containing carbons, or it can be things like halogens also. So this substituent is called methyl. So you just have 1 carbon, you call methyl. If you have 2 carbons like that coming out, you call ethyl. So after that, you need to number the parent chain. So the method is when you number it, you should give the lowest number to the substituent. So in this case, if I number it from left to right, so that's carbon number 1, then 2, 3, 4. My substituent gets number 4, right? But if I number it from right to left, so that's carbon number 1, That's 2, 3, 4, 5. So at that time, the substituent is on the second carbon. So that's the correct method of numbering. We always give the lowest number to the substituent. Okay, so now how do we write the name? So first you start with 2-methyl. So 2-methyl represent where is the methyl group. So 2 is the position of the methyl group. It's on the second carbon. So 2 dash. Then what is the name of the substituent? So it's methyl, followed by the name of the parent chain, which is pentane. So it's 2-methyl pentane. Right, and the next example. Now here you have a 3-carbon parent chain, which is propane, and you got now 2 substituents, which are CH3. So both of them are CH3s. If you have the same substituent, we say di. If you have the same substituent 2 times, we say di. If you have the same substituent 3 times, we say tri. So that's why I say it's dimethyl now, because you have methyl groups 2 times. So we say dimethyl. And where are they? You can see this is the second carbon when you count from both sides. The methyl groups are on the second carbon. So that's why I say 2, 2 dimethyl. So what does that represent? So 2, 2 means, so both the CH3s are on the second carbon. So I have given a number to each CH3. So it's 2, 2, then dimethyl, 2 methyls, then the longest carbon chain is propane. And also make sure when you write the name, if you have 2 numbers like that, there must be a comma, and between a number and a letter, there must be a dash. Okay, we look at the next example. So in that you have 2 substituents. This is methyl, and that one is, so this one here is ethyl. So when you have 2 different substituents, we follow the alphabetical order, right? So therefore I write ethyl first, then methyl. And what are the numbers now? If I count from left to right, right? So if you count this way, left to right, so then my methyl group is on the 3rd carbon and my ethyl group on the 4th carbon. If I go the other way, now I count from right to left. So at that time, my ethyl group on the 3rd carbon and my methyl group on the 4th carbon. Now you can see I get the same numbers. I said the substituent should get the lowest number. Now in this case, both ways are giving you the same numbers. So at that time, try to give the lowest number to the group which comes first in the alphabetical order, which is the ethyl. So that's why I wrote 3-ethyl, right? So I wrote 3-ethyl, 4-methyl, then the longest carbon chain has 6 carbons, therefore hexane. Okay, we will now look at alkenes. So alkenes are unsaturated hydrocarbons. So why we say unsaturated? Because they have a double bond. So they must have at least one double bond. And their general formula is CnH2n. So we can see then hydrogens are twice the carbon. So we'll take prop-ene now. So when I say prop, it's 3 carbons. Ene means the double bond, because they are alkenes. Now to the end, I add just ene. So prop-ene. So you can have butene like that. So molecular formula. So C3, then hydrogens are twice, so H6. So when you write the structure, when you draw the structure, first have 3 carbons, then do the double bond. So any end is okay here. So both ends are carbon, like number 1, right? So after that, now count 4 bonds. So first carbon got 2, so then 2 more bonds. The second carbon got 3 bonds, so you want 1 more. The third carbon only got 1, therefore you need like that. So now, okay, so now put the hydrogens. So that is the structure of propene. Okay, now we will look at the semi-structural formula. Okay, so you can see the first carbon is CH2. So I wrote CH2. Then you have a double bond. So we show this double bond. So we don't show the single bonds, but we can show the carbon-carbon double bond. So CH and then CH3. The skeletal is very similar, but you also have to show the double bond in the skeletal formula. So that's the first carbon. The second carbon, you have a double bond between those two carbons, and then this is the third carbon. Okay, structural isomers of alkenes. So what are isomers? Those are the molecules with the same molecular formula but different arrangement of atoms. So C4H8 can exist in these three structures. So in one structure, so you can see you have 4 carbon atoms in one straight chain and the double bond is at the end of the chain. So it's on the first carbon. That's why I say but1-ene. So ene means the double bond on the first carbon. It's on the first carbon. That's why I say but1-ene. In the next structure, you have 4 carbons. Double bond is on the second carbon. Now you can see that's the first one, that's the second one. So but then 2-ene. So now you can see this is a branched one. So you have 3 carbons. You also have a CH3 on the second carbon. So it is not required to write it 2-methyl here. The reason is when you have 3 carbons, the only place for the CH3 to be is the second carbon. That's why I didn't write the 2. That's why I didn't write 2-methyl. I can just say methyl propene. And also I don't have to mention that it's prop1-ene. The reason is the double bond can only be at the first carbon. If I have my double bond here, that's the first carbon. If I put my double bond there, that is also the first carbon. So the double bond can only be on the first carbon here. Therefore, it's just methyl propene. Okay, so now we will look at alkynes. So alkynes are also unsaturated and they have a triple bond. So they can have one or more triple bond, but we only look at alkynes with just one triple bond here. And their general formula is CnH2n minus 2. So prop-ine. So prop-ine means prop means 3. Then because it's an alkyne, I use YNE. So formula is then the molecular formula is C3. So if hydrogens are twice, it's 6, then minus 2. So it's C3H4. So when you do the structure, so first you do 3 carbons like this, right? And also have a triple bond. So you can see then the first carbon only need 1 hydrogen because it already got 3 bonds here. The second carbon doesn't need any hydrogens. Why is that? It already got 4 bonds. The third carbon needs 3 hydrogens to make 4 bonds. So now the semi-structure is also called condensed formula, which is CH triple bond C CH3. The skeletal, in the skeletal, now you should show the triple bond like that. So first carbon, that's the second carbon, and that's the third carbon. So structural isomers of alkynes. So what are the ways that alkyne it can exist? So you can have but1-ine, but2-ine. So which means, so but means 4 carbons. So 1-ine means the triple bond on the first carbon. 2-ine means the triple bond on the starting at the second carbon. So those are isomers. Okay, so how do we name branched alkenes and alkynes? Now look at these two structures. These are the skeletal formula. So if you have to name a skeletal formula, the first thing I put carbon atoms on them, right? So these are the carbon atoms. Okay, now you can see when you put the carbon atoms, you can now see this group is coming out of the parent chain. So that is your substituent. You can see because it's 2 carbons, that is the ethyl group. So now label your parent chain. You should give the lowest number to the double bond here. So that's why I start from this end. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5 carbon parent chain. And I start with my substituent. Now it's on the second carbon. So I wrote 2 ethyl. So pent is 5. 1-ene. Why I said 1-ene? The double bond on the first carbon. So I say pent 1-ene. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Again, put the carbon atoms. Okay, so all these are carbons. Okay, so now find the first you find out where is your longest carbon chain. So you can see if you start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's your longest carbon chain, or you can say the parent chain. So these are the substituents. Then you have a substituent here, which is a CH3 group. So you can't see the hydrogens, but to make 4 bonds, you need to put 3 hydrogens, which means it's a CH3. That's another CH3 here, right? And then the other CH3 is there. So where are they? You can see 2 of them are on the second carbon and the other one is on the 7th carbon. So I say 2 to 7. Why is that? 2 of them were on the second carbon. So I have given a number to each. Other one was at the 7. So 2 to 7 trimethyl, because there are 3 CH3. So trimethyl oct, 8 carbon chain. And where is the triple bond now? You can see it's starting at the 3rd carbon there. So it's oct 3 ine, so which represent the triple bond. So that's how we name branched alkenes and alkynes. Okay, so that's the end of the video. So now it's time to do questions. So you can find questions on RocheChem 1 and 2 study guide, and you can find the questions and the summary notes on pages 60 to 70. Thanks for watching my video. If you need any further information, go to our website www.rochechem.com. I will see you in another video. Thank you.